You're tired, but not in a way sleep fixes. You've probably noticed. You sleep, you wake up, and the mind is already there, already running, already somewhere other than here, carrying 10 conversations, and none of them are happening now. An argument with someone who isn't in the room. A version of tomorrow that keeps shifting shape. Something you said that might have landed wrong, and the body knows before you do. The shoulders, the jaw, that low-grade hum underneath everything. Something is not quite right, so you've tried things. Some version of, okay, enough. Just be present. And for a moment it works. Something quiets, and then, almost without you noticing, the mind slips back in, gently, as if it never left. The slipping back is obvious. What's less obvious is the moment just before it. When you tried to settle, something observed the noise and decided it was a problem. Something reached in to fix it, and we have a name for that something. We call it me, the real one, underneath the chaos, trying to return to calm. Robert Adams once asked a question that seems simple until it isn't. He asked, "To whom do these thoughts belong?" A question with no method behind it, no practice attached. Just, whose are they? I don't know what happened when you heard that just now. Maybe nothing. Maybe the mind moved straight past it, the way it moves past most things that don't immediately resolve. That's worth noticing too. Just worth noticing. Because that question has a way of returning. There's a move the mind makes that's so fast you almost never catch it. The moment something feels wrong, a thought that won't leave, a feeling sitting too heavy in the chest, something immediately appears to handle it. An inner manager showing up without being called. And it feels like you, the sane part, the aware one, above the noise, trying to sort it out. Adams was direct about this. He said, the mind will scare you, make you hate, make you distrust, cause you to do irrational things. And then the part that gets quoted less, while you believe you are the mind. That word while carries everything. Because the thoughts come and go, that's what thoughts do. What stays is the one receiving them as truth, treating each one as a message about reality, about who you are, about what's coming, the one who believes. And here's what becomes strange. That believer, where does it actually live? If you look for it directly, not as a concept, but as something locatable, it's made of thought too. The sense of being someone who has a mind is itself a mental event. The manager is part of what's being managed. The mind tends to process this quickly and move on. But something different happens when you don't move on. When the thought appears, something is wrong, I'm behind, there's an impulse to respond. And in that impulse, there's a somebody, a presence that feels like the witness, the stable one. Adams would say, look at that presence directly. Who is aware of this thought? Who is doing the investigating? And what tends to happen, if you look without rushing toward an answer, is that the investigator dissolves under investigation. There's awareness, yes, but the one who claims it as mine, the one who says I am the one who sees, that one is another movement of the same mind. Seeing, Adams said, just that. You've been trying to get out of your head for a while now, maybe years, and there's something worth looking at in that. Not the trying, but the one who's trying. Because notice the structure of that wanting. There is a you who is suffering, and there is a you who wants the suffering to end. The second one is trying to rescue the first one. Someone is broken, someone is trying to fix it, and the gap between those two is where all the effort lives. Adams asked, "Who is passing through all of this? Whose are these negative thoughts, these difficult conditions?" And his answer wasn't gentle. He said, "It is not you. The one who suffers, the one who wakes up every morning and begins the audit. That one is made of the same material as the thoughts it's trying to manage. It's not underneath the noise. It is the noise, taking the shape of someone who has a problem. The mind resists this, because if it's true, the entire project collapses. There's no one to fix. There's no gap to close between who you are and who you're trying to become. The mind doesn't know what to do with that. It will keep looking for the next step, the next practice, something to do with this information, because doing maintains the one who does. But Adams didn't offer a next step. He offered a question. To whom does this mind belong? And when that question is held without reaching for an answer, something shifts. Quietly, the scaffolding that holds the whole project together, the suffering self, the seeking self, the self that wants to finally be free, begins to feel less solid. What if the searching itself was the only thing making it seem real? Adams said it plainly. Ignorance and suffering exist only in the minds of people, only in the mind that takes its own movement for solid ground. And right now, that ground is a little less solid than it was a few minutes ago. Don't try to stabilize it. People who studied with Adams began to hear one thing he repeated differently over time, less like a teaching, more like something landing. He would say, simply, without drama, "All is well," and the first time you hear that, it sounds like comfort, like reassurance. You receive it, feel briefly soothed, and then the mind returns to its movement, and nothing has changed. But that's not what he meant. He meant something much more destabilizing than comfort. He said, "All is well" means nothing is wrong. Nothing has ever been wrong, and nothing will ever be wrong. And then, if I think something is wrong, it is because I am misunderstanding the way things actually are, as something pointing directly at this morning, at the low hum of something needs to be managed. Something is not quite right. What if that hum wasn't detecting reality? What if it was producing it? The mind that says something is wrong isn't reporting on a problem. It's generating the experience of a problem. The whole loop, from the noise to the one trying to quiet it, is happening inside something that was never actually disturbed. He said, "Allow life to be as it is. Don't interfere. Don't struggle. Simply observe." And what makes that so difficult is what it implies. If nothing is fundamentally wrong, if the wrongness is being generated, not discovered, then the one whose entire existence is organized around fixing that wrongness has nothing left to do. And that one doesn't go quietly. It will find another problem, another layer, another version of not quite there yet. The seeker needs something to seek. The manager needs something to manage. Adams saw this clearly. He said, "While you react, While you argue, while you fight, you will keep dreaming. The dream isn't the thoughts. The dream is the one who believes the thoughts are happening to someone real. And right now, something in you is deciding whether to keep that dream going. So here we are, and the mind is probably doing something right now, organizing what it heard, deciding if it was useful, looking for the thing to carry forward. Just notice who's doing it. Adams didn't offer a method. He kept returning to one thing: investigate. Ask who is there. See what you find. It doesn't give the seeker anything to do. It points the seeker back at itself, and a seeker pointed back at itself either finds something unexpected or finds nothing at all. Both of those are closer to the truth than anything the search was producing. This morning will come again tomorrow. The audit will begin. The hum of something is not quite right will arrive before the first coffee. That's probably not going to stop. Something may be slightly different now, because the mechanism was seen, even briefly, and once something is seen clearly enough, it becomes harder to fully believe in it again. That's not peace. It's something quieter than peace, and more honest. Adams said, "When you ask yourself, to whom does this mind belong?" everything stops. You realize the substratum of all existence is bliss. Everything stops, without force, without finally getting anything right, because the question had nowhere left to go. If you want to keep looking, the next video is already there, but so is the silence right now, before you reach for it.